Hey guys, welcome back to United Red Devils 20. How is everyone doing on early hours on Monday morning? On Monday, the 7th of November 2022 this year. Hope everyone's looking forward to the day, and I hope everyone's looking forward to another brand new week in November 2022 this year. First of all, do me a massive favour for me. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit a subscribe button if you're new to my YouTube channel, which is called United Red Devils 20. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner if you're new. Remember to share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. Remember to always remember to put the notification bell on at all times to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2022 this year on my YouTube channel, United Red Devils 20, including more Fortnite content, Hogwarts Legacy, Kingdom Hearts 4, Need for Speed Unbound, the new SpongeBob game, more match previews, more match reactions, and much more brand new stuff planned for the rest of 2022 this year on my YouTube channel, United Red Devils 20. So please subscribe if you're new. Everybody's welcome on this channel and on this community. And welcome to your Carabao Cup match preview for Manchester United's upcoming beginning of a brand new 2022-2023 season in the Carabao Cup. And we begin our campaign at home to Aston Villa Football Club on Thursday night, on Thursday the 10th of November 2022 this year. It is a home evening kickoff at Old Trafford. It is also an 8 p.m. home evening kickoff for Manchester United on match day 1 of the Carabao Cup, and it is live on the Sky Sports main event channel. And hopefully Manchester United get revenge on Villa with what Villa did to Manchester United on match day 15 of the Premier League season, when we got absolutely bantered at Villa Park by Unai Emery and co. And hopefully Manchester United can give us some kind of strong response after that embarrassment we had to witness in front of us away fans after Man United basically got bantered by an Aston Villa team that basically sat Manchester United down with a new manager bounce. And hopefully Manchester United can have a successful Carabao Cup campaign this season, because looking at it from the bigger point of view now, I think the Premier League has gone. I think top 4 realistically has gone as well. And in my opinion, the Europa League, FA Cup and Carabao Cup are the best hopes of a chance of actually winning a trophy this season under Erik ten Hag's managementship, because looking at it from the bigger point of view, getting dismantled the way Manchester United did on match day 15 of the Premier League was a major wake-up call for this squad, for this team, for these players, the manager, the coaches, the board, and the owners of this club, because that was massively unacceptable what the Manchester United fans had to witness at Villa Park. Basically, the players down tooling and basically throwing yet again another manager under the bus at Manchester United in Erik ten Hag. And for me, this is our best chance of a trophy. The Carabao Cup, which I call the Mickey Mouse Cup. Oh boy, the Mickey Mouse Cup. Oh boy. I honestly do not think Manchester United can have any excuses for not trying to find a win on Thursday night. This is a much needed win now. Man United have to play Villa, and we have to dominate the game, and we have to get the 3 points, because otherwise I think Manchester United are going to find themselves in big trouble for the rest of the season, because looking at the team what was picked against Villa away at the weekend, Manchester United are going to have no choice but to go fully strengthened on Thursday. We can't really afford to rest any of our first team players, and I think there's going to be a huge opportunity for some of our injured players to come back fit through illness and injuries and play on Thursday night, because it was nothing more than a shambles by Erik ten Hag's side on Sunday. What I had to witness, what those travelling Man United fans had to witness, was nothing more than desired crap, leaving horse shit on the floor on the side of the road. That was Man United's car crash performance, and hopefully we will not see a repeat of that mess, what we witnessed on Sunday afternoon in the Premier League. And hopefully Manchester United can give us some kind of fight, some kind of response that we can be proud of at Old Trafford on Thursday night. And hopefully we are going to be in the Carabao Cup a lot more longer than what we were last season, when we got knocked out by West Ham United when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was in charge of this club. And hopefully Erik ten Hag is going to get a selection right on Thursday, and hopefully Man United can actually get a decent result and not embarrass the fans and the supporters again by getting knocked out another trophy that realistically I think we're going to have to win, because I think all our hopes now that we had of getting top four and getting back in the Champions League, I think is nothing more than gone now. I think the Europa League has to become an importance. I think the Carabao Cup has to come to an importance now. And I think also an FA Cup has to come into play now as well. I think you're looking at it from a bigger point of view. The way Man United were dismantled by Villa, Unai Emery has bantered Manchester United twice with two different teams, and his tactics and his awareness of the game basically shows the bounce Aston Villa had by having him as their new manager of the football club. And I think if Unai Emery continues to go full strength on Thursday, I think Villa could come to Old Trafford on Thursday night and give us a bloody shock again. I mean, we couldn't even beat them at home in the Premier League last season. So Aston Villa know they can beat Manchester United again. They know they can knock them out of the cup, and they know they can go to Old Trafford and win. I think the confidence of the Villa squad is going to show on Thursday. I think the way they dismantled United, I think they're going to be up for the tie. I think they're going to be up for the game. And I think they know if they can beat Manchester United in the league, they can beat them at home in the Carabao Cup. And it's going to be a tough game. This is going to be a very, very tough fixture. And Man United need to show some kind of remorse. They need to show to the fans that they're sorry for what we had to witness at the weekend. It's an absolute opportunity now for these players to show if they are up to the task of being a Manchester United player, and if they're up to actually winning games at this club and actually getting silverware and trophies back in our very, very old Narnia, the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe dust cupboard, where all Manchester United trophies have not been there for 5 fucking years. And hopefully the Carabao Cup might show an opportunity to actually win some silverware and win a trophy. But unfortunately, I think some competitions are going to have to be sacrificed. And I think Manchester logically know now. I think top four's gone. I think Newcastle are going to pip everyone there. I think Spurs have got top four pretty much secured. I think Arsenal and Man City have basically secured a top four space already in the Premier League. And I think the Carabao Cup has had to come in now as a realistic thing. Manchester United know they have to win a trophy. I think another year without a trophy, it would show another year of lack of progress. I think 6 years without a trophy would be nothing more than a disgrace. And I think if Man United don't win on Thursday night, it'll be 2 defeats in all competition. We simply have to show some kind of response and actually beat Villa at home, because another embarrassing defeat to Villa at home would be drastically worrying for Erik ten Hag's future as manager of this football club. For me, I still think, like I said in my match reaction away to Villa when we lost 3-1, I think this is going to get worse in the next 18 months. And I think Manchester United are on a downward spiral again from the top. If Manchester United realistically want to get back to the top, you have to put your best team out. You have to pick your best players. None of these B-techs, no more of the favouritism FC, no more of the players that are not decent enough for this club being selected by this manager. I think that has got to stop. And I think if it carries on, we are going to see a frustrated Thursday night result. And it wouldn't surprise me if this goes all the way to penalties. I think Aston Villa have got the quality and the players on show to beat Manchester United. I mean, if Man United can't stop John McGinn and Jacob Ramsey, Ollie Watkins, Danny Ings, Philip Coutinho, Luca Dean, Leon Bailey, they're, for me, Aston Villa's 7 best players. For me, Aston Villa's defence is very, very shaky. Their midfield, I think they've got a better midfield than Manchester United. I would take John McGinn. I would take Jacob Ramsey. I would take these players at Man United, because I know they can actually do a decent job in the Man United shirt, and I know they would actually fight and put in a performance for the fans, supporters and the manager of this football club. And I think if Villa go full strength Thursday and they go with the same team that beat Man United at the weekend, we are going to struggle to beat Villa. Villa are one of those teams, once they get a new manager, the manager bounce continues to make progress. And Unai Emery is a good manager. He didn't succeed at Arsenal, if we're being honest. He didn't do a decent job, and he was shown the door by the Arsenal owners and was sacked. But at Villa, and what he did at Villarreal when they bantered us in the Europa League final and we lost on penalties, it basically shows Unai Emery knows Man United's tactics, and he knows he ain't afraid to go and beat them, and he ain't afraid to go with a strong team against Man United on Thursday night. And it wouldn't surprise me, of all 11 players that started for Villa at the weekend, it wouldn't surprise me if they start all of those 11 players again on Thursday night against Man United, because they know those players produced one hell of a performance to beat us, and we deserved to lose. We were absolutely shocking. There was no passion, no commitment, there was no desire, and there was no fight. Man United basically down-tooled for the weekend and basically sat on their lazy fucking fat ass and gave up and basically lost the game because of their fucking egos, which are so far up their ass, you have to get the shovel to start digging the shit out of them. That's how crap Man United were. And I want to see if these players can actually step up. Are these players committed? Are these players loyal? Are they trustworthy? Can they perform in a Man United shirt? All these questions need to be asked now, because I do not want to see a repeat of what I had to witness at the weekend, because that was nothing more than embarrassing, pathetic, and quite frankly shit. What I had to go for at the weekend as a United fan, seeing that pile of crap down tool again under another manager, which they did under Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho, Solskjaer, Ralph Rangnick. They are now doing it to Erik ten Hag. They are basically saying, we as players, we don't really give a shit about you. We don't give a shit about the fans. We don't give a shit about the supporters. And quite frankly, your opinions, your views are not justified, because we know best. Those players do not know best. These fans sit there and watch the Manchester United first team week in, week out. That's away from home and at Old Trafford. And what we've witnessed so far this season has been nothing more than backwards progress. Erik ten Hag is the right manager, but big calls need to be made on this squad now. We need to start looking at the finer details about how we get this club back to the top, where it should be. Man United cannot keep settling for mid-table and a battle for top for every season. We need to win a trophy. If we don't win anything this season, I think Erik ten Hag knows he ain't going to get backed in the summer, and he'll be unable to secure his first team targets. You're looking at that United team. I think we still need another 8 to 9 to 10 new players, realistically, to get this club where it needs to be. But unfortunately, when you've got Muppets and clowns in control, you'll see performances like at Villa at weekend. You'll see more of those performances this season. And like Mark Goldbridge said, more Des, Ericsson, Van der Beek, Sancho, Rashford, Martial, Lissandro Martinez, Rafael Varane. These players need to start showing, if they're committed to this club and they want to show some bloody desire, they need to start playing through the pain barrier and the ill barrier. If these players want to stay at their club, they need to take pay cuts and actually not be more egos than what they are currently, because their egos let that side down. Those players let all of us down at the weekend. And if those players do not step up on Thursday, I will go again until this club actually listens. The fans know best. The supporters and the fans, we always know what we desire and what we want, because we see this week in, week out, season in, season out, match in, match out. Every competition Man United are in, you have to look at that team logically from the bigger point of view, and you think to yourself, is this team good enough? It can be good enough with the right players. But when you've got players like Maguire, Lindelof, Eric Bailly, Alex Telles, McTominay, Fred, Elanga, Rashford, Martial, Tom Heaton, Martin Dubravka, who aren't fucking good enough, are all still at this club. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Diego Dalot, Luke Shaw, Malacia. That's 15 players alone I can name already that are not good enough to play for Manchester United. They aren't. These players are right up their own ass. They don't care about the winning mentality. Those players would rather be on their beach holidays, and then we slam them on social media for being shit. And if those players cannot take criticism for their crap performances, then you're in the wrong job. If you don't want to be at this football club, try and get in at Newcastle, try and get in at Leicester, try and get in a Man City or an Arsenal or a Chelsea or Liverpool and a Spurs team. Because good luck to you, because I tell you what, you wouldn't get in any of those other top six clubs. But at Man United, it's jobs for the boys, it's mates rates FC, let's all be friends, let's all get along, let's get the campfire going, and let's just act as a small little club with a small-minded mentality. Those players were hugely responsible on Sunday, and if they get responsible on Thursday and they don't play well, and they don't turn up to Old Trafford and they don't play well, and we go out the Carabao Cup, it shows Eric Ten Hag is on a losing way to fight for his job. I think Eric Ten Hag is the right one. He is the right manager for this club. He has to be. We've got no other manager to get Manchester United through this sinking ship. I don't want Pochettino. I don't want Zidane. Eric Ten Hag was the number one choice I wanted as manager. But when you've got players that aren't good enough, what is he meant to do? He can't ask Sooty and Sweep to borrow their bone and their bloody magic wand and actually work magic on that team. It's impossible. When you haven't got the money or the players or the tools to do the job, what are you expecting Eric Ten Hag to do? If I was manager of this club, I'd be slamming the board. I'd be slamming the owners. I would be going in press conference saying, they are not backing me. They are not delivering what I want. They are not getting the players I need. They are not selling the crap I don't want. I am being thrown under the bus. I am being thrown to the wolves. Because that is what is happening at Manchester United all over again. You might as well put on the Circle of Life song by Elton John from the Lion King film. You might as well put that song on repeat, because this is happening under every manager we have had. We did it with Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho, Solskjaer, Ragnick, Ten Hag. We've done it with 6 managers. That manager will then become 7. It will become 8. It will become 9. It will then become 10. How many more managers is it going to take for Manchester United to win? Eric Ten Hag, I want him here for the long term. But those players basically need to show on Thursday. If they're up to playing for Man United, then step up, show some cojones, show some balls, and actually show your fight towards the fans and supporters. Because if you down tool again and you bottle it on Thursday and we're out of the Carabao Cup, I'm not just going to sit there and let you ego-minded players get away with crap performances. And the problem is the fans and supporters are too nice. They don't go in on this club enough. I feel like, for me, there's only 2 channels on YouTube that are doing this. Mine, and please keep subscribing to United Red Devils 20, and the United Stand. We're always honest about our views and opinions. Everyone's views and opinions on my channel are always respected, and I love watching United Stand. What Mark Goldbridge is doing is fucking fantastic. He's a role model, he's an icon, and he's someone I look up to in the YouTube world. And you know what? It shows. If you've got honesty, which is always the best policy in life, things will happen. But the problem is the fans keep arguing against each other. Fan groups don't get on, and we can't come together to what we want is best for the club. And that is for those owners to piss off. Because the more it becomes like this, the worse this mess is going to get. This will get worse. If fans and supporters think Manchester United are going to be able to get back to the top anytime soon, well, I can tell you this for a fact. They're on about 10 to 15 years before Man United is successful again. I'm not sticking around for that. I would rather go and watch Solihull Moors of the National League at home than watch this pile of shit perform badly in every competition. We are a banter club. We are on our knees again because of Aston Villa. Unai Emery tactically outplayed Eric Ten Hag. Unai Emery's Aston Villa players shat on and destroyed Manchester United. Do not see a repeat of that on Thursday. I don't think we will see a repeat. I think Man United players know they down-tooled. I think some of those players know they are not good enough. But the problem is, how many more chances are these deadwood players going to keep getting an opportunity to prove themselves in a Manchester United shirt? I want none of those players, I said them in a few minutes ago, involved on Thursday. I am sick to death of deadwood players given an opportunity to show they can play for this club. If you know they're not good enough, you don't use them. You have to play your fully strength squad game in, game out. That is what, as a club, we should be doing. But unfortunately, when you've got muppets in charge and clowns that run the club into the ground, and you've got a manager who's got 2 hands tied behind his back, hashtag in brackets again, what, like I said, is Eric Ten Hag meant to do? He can't work his magic and he can't get the players he wants. If they think that squad is good enough to go through January any signings, we are screwed. After Christmas, I think Manchester United are going to be done. I think we're going to be so worn out, so exhausted, we are going to get trampled on completely by oppositions, because they are going to sense the vulnerability, the weakness, and the tired exhaustion our squad is currently feeling. We are knackered as a team. We are going to get even worse after Christmas. Once the World Cup is over, those players are going to be knackered. And then Man United are going to be sat there scratching out thinking, oh shit, what do we do? Well, they're going to have to spend in January because that squad deep down is not good enough. And hopefully the squad that plays on Thursday are going to actually show some fight and loyalty to those fans and actually give an apology, because not one of them has given an apology since the weekend. Not one of those players has apologised for their shit team performance as a whole. And do you know what? I hope some of those first team players are dropped for Thursday. I do not want to see half of them in a Manchester United shirt ever again. I am done with second, third, fourth chances. These players get more lives than a cat. It honestly do. Enough is enough of the bull crap. Man United, if you want to be consistent, you show loyalty towards the best players, not the shit ones. So stop praising players that don't deserve the praise, a.k.a. McTominay and Fred. They're shit. They're never going to be good enough. And don't dare put them in the chance on Thursday. Don't even dare use them because they are not good enough. So if my team, if I'm picking a team realistically for Thursday, it has to be David De Gea in goal. There's no reason why David De Gea should be coming out of goal on Thursday. He has to start. No Martin Dubravka, no Tom Heaton. Martin Dubravka's loan deal has been nothing more than a joke. He's not been used, he's not been selected, and he's been sat on the bench more than Donny van der Beek did in his first 2 seasons at Man United. You might as well terminate his loan deal as another disaster done by the Manchester United board. What a joke of a signing that's been. David De Gea needs to be on goal. He's our best goalkeeper. He's our number one choice, and he's showing why he became the great goalkeeper he has become at Manchester United. And he has to start, because if we start Martin Dubravka or Tom Heaton, goals will get conceded pretty early on. That is what will happen. And unfortunately, Martin Dubravka's got a long-term ankle injury. Tom Heaton shouldn't even be at the club. So for me, you're sticking David De Gea between the nets again for Man United. We then move on to right back. Unfortunately, that shit Diego Dalot is going to be starting on Thursday. There's no chance Aaron Wan-Bissaka is ever going to get a chance to perform in a United shirt again. He shouldn't be on the bench, Wan-Bissaka. He needs to be sold. But unfortunately, we've got no other right back except Diego Dalot. And Dalot was shit against West Ham, was shit against Sociedad, and was shit against Villa. But unfortunately, Diego Dalot's our best right back. And I want some kind of improvement after the massive bounce off his West Ham performance, because after that, he's become shit again. The 25 million B-Tech Rafael de Silva is running down Man United's right back. And unfortunately, we'll probably see him in a United shirt on Thursday. I don't want to start him, but what else does Ten Hag do? We're not going to put Phil Jones at right back, are we? So for me, unfortunately, he's still low, but I don't want to see him in a United shirt. But what else can Ten Hag do? He's got 2 hands tied behind his back. Hashtag in brackets again. We then move on to the 2 centre-back partnership. You have to start Lisandro Martinez. Yes, after some highlight watching again, he was at fault for all 3 of Aston Villa's goals. But unfortunately, when he's got Victor the Crap Viking and Harry the Maguire Fridge next to him, what is Lisandro Martinez meant to do? He knows he is not comfortable with Victor Lindelof. He knows he is not comfortable with Harry Maguire. He needs Rafael Varane next to him. That is where you see the best Lisandro Martinez come out and play for Man United. But unfortunately, when he's got Lindelof and Maguire next to him, we know his game is nowhere near good enough. He has to start Thursday. You can't risk Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof against Villa. It will go pear-shaped at the back. Man United might as well put Phil Jones and recall Eric Bailly off his loan and put them in defence and have Harry Maguire and Lindelof. It has to be Martinez. He needs to be proved what he can do in United shirt. He was crap at the weekend. I admit he was shit. He was at fault for all 3 goals, and he was at fault for most of the errors in that game. But I'm willing to give him another chance to see if he can step it up again. But if Martinez performs badly on Thursday night, another change, maybe he has to be sold. Maybe he ain't good enough now. Maybe he can't cope with the pressure that comes at Man United. I don't want to criticise Lisandro Martinez, but he needs Rafael Varane next to him. That's the only way that defence is ever going to be comfortable. As a Man United fan watching it, you need Rafael Varane next to him. And for me, unfortunately, You're going to have to get Rafael Varane off his ass. He is going to have to play Thursday because I'm done with Maguire. I am done with Lindelof. I do not want to see them in the United shirt anymore. I am done with players being ill. I am done with players with slight knocks and injuries. If you are committed to playing as a club, you play through the pain barrier. If you're committed as a club, you play through the illness you have. You show some commitment and desire and some heart towards putting on a Man United shirt. If some of you players can't be asked because you've got a slight knock or a slight tweak in a muscle, that shows you are a weak-minded footballer who doesn't give a shit about anyone except yourself. And Rafael Varane is one of them. He has more injuries than a fucking paper cut. But he has to start. I don't care if he's not fit. I don't care if he's got a slight knock. I don't care if he's got a slight tweak in a muscle or in his knee. We need you, mate. Because Maguire the Fridge and Victor the Viking ain't good enough. They are crap. They are atrocious centre-backs, right? Should never have been brought by the Man United board, and the deal should never have been sanctioned. They need Varane back in that squad for Thursday. If he can get himself fit, I think he'll play. And he has to, because I do not want to see Maguire or Lindelof starting next to Martinez, because we will concede goals. Villa will run at that back four like they're a pack of lions, and Man United's defence will look like a pack of zebras being chased by their favourite predator. I do not want to see Lindelof, Maguire no more. Done with them. Get Varane back in defence. So then we move on to left back. No more Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw should not be starting a game again for Man United. He was crap against Villa. Crap against Sociedad. Crap against West Ham. Has been atrocious for the last 3 to 4 seasons. And he still starts for Man United on Sunday when we get smashed by Aston Villa. He was crap. Luke Shaw has been done for the last 5 years. He is never going to be the left back everyone hoped for when we signed from Southampton. He is atrocious. If England take him to the World Cup, we are screwed. Because he is atrocious now, Luke Shaw. His fitness, his ability with the ball, his passing, his crossing, his deliveries into the box, his ability with his pace. Luke Shaw is more slower than a granny in a wheelchair. That is how bad Luke Shaw has got. He is not fit to wear this shirt. He doesn't care. He's been crap for the last 5 years, and he's been Mr. Nicey in training. Oh, I'll be selected. I'll make sure I'm picked by Eric Ten Hag. You're not good enough, mate. Admit it. You need to be moved on. You're never going to be good enough anymore. Start showing that you should be not at Man United, because I'll tell you what, you've been atrocious the last 3 games. You've done fuck all in the last few games. You've done bull crap, and you're showing it in your performances on the pitch again. So what I do with left back, unfortunately, is going to be Malacia. For me, this was a bad signing. Has not progressed since we signed him from Feyenoord. Has not been the left back everybody wanted, and has not been the signing we all hoped for. But unfortunately, Malacia is mile ahead of his game ahead of Luke Shaw. Malacia is clear of Luke Shaw. How Malacia did not start against Villa absolutely bewilders me at weekend. Why are you still using Luke Shaw? He's not been good enough, and you've brought a left back in to compete with Luke Shaw. Well, that new left back should be going into Man United's first team, not on the bench, in their first team. Malacia is not getting opportunities now. I want to show that he's good enough for this club. If he's not, it's 15 million we can easily sell in the future. He's basically a 2.0 Dan James. If it doesn't work out for Malacia, you're moving on and selling. That is, for me, is what needs to happen. If he's crap on Thursday and he starts, which I hope he will, then sell him. If he's crap, get rid and sell in the summer, or even get rid in January, because that is another point of concern, is that defensive position of the left back. Luke Shaw ain't good enough, and Malacia I don't think is going to make it. But I think Malacia needs to start ahead of Luke Shaw, because like I said, Luke Shaw was half at fault for those goals against the weekend as well. That back four were to blame for all 3 goals. And the midfield was more responsible as well, and so was that attack. And unfortunately, I think some of those players are going to be starting on Thursday. So we've discussed the back 4 and the goalkeeper. We then move to the midfield 3. please, please, please remove Donny van der Beek. Donny van der Beek had a huge opportunity to light up that midfield at the weekend in Bruno Fernandes' absence because he was suspended for a 5th yellow card booking, which results in a game ban. Put Bruno Fernandes, our captain, back in that team. Without Bruno's creativity in that midfield, Man United lacked ideas, lacked any compassion, any commitment, any skill, any free-flowing flair play. Bruno Fernandes should not have been suspended. He should not have picked up a stupid booking against West Ham in the last Premier League game on match day 14. He should have been in that team on Sunday, and that game might have been different. And we need him back on Thursday. Please, Donny van der Beek, it's not worked out. I think I've now realised why he's not being put in the United shirt. He needs to be sold in the summer. It's not working out. He had an opportunity on Sunday and he blew it. He was absolutely atrocious. And for me now, you have to move him on. It's not worked out. We can part ways on good terms, get some money for him, and let him go and play some first-team football somewhere else because, unfortunately, at Man United, this isn't working out. This was another bad signing relinquished by the board. And Fernandes, for me, goes straight back into that team. For the midfield too, for the centre defensive midfield, it has to be Casemiro. Casemiro is showing why we brought him. But unfortunately, when he had Eriksen and Van der Beek in front of him, he knew he couldn't trust those two as a midfield combination. He knew they were weak in that midfield position, and he knew that he doesn't trust them as much more as he did with Fernandes and Eriksen. And Van der Beek, like I said, should not be in that first team on Thursday. He at least on the bench. And please, whatever you do not start McTominay and Fred, because it will go badly if these two Duracell bunnies are in Man United's midfield causing so many more problems. They're not good enough. They need selling in the summer, and someone needs to tell them, get whatever you can for Fred and McTominay. They are two toxic players. They are crap. They are never going to be good enough. And for me, if you start them ahead of Casemiro, we're in big, big trouble. Villa will dominate the midfield. They'll control the game and they'll be able to break through McTominay's and Fred's style of play. So for me, you need Casemiro in that CDM position, and he needs to have the best two attacking midfielders we have at the club in Eriksen and Fernandes in that team. So Fernandes and Casemiro for me have to start. And then we move on to the other midfielder. Has to be Christian Eriksen. All the hate, all the criticism Eriksen got at the weekend was unjustified. He was not at fault for any of the goals. He's been one of Man United's best players all season, and the criticism he got is massively unjustified. It's not his fault we lost that game. It's the players around him that are not good enough. Maybe if they all stepped up around him and he could actually have a decent attacking three in front of him, we might have scored more goals. We might have buried teams. But unfortunately, when Christian Eriksen has got fuck all in front of him, what is he meant to do? If you take Christian Eriksen out of that team, Manchester United are screwed. We've got no attacking play. We've got no assist in midfield. And basically, you're then stuck with McTominay and Fred, Peter Rabbit, and basically Bugs Bunny. That's who you're stuck with. I do not want to see McTominay and Fred. If Eriksen is on the bench and he doesn't start, we will lose that game. Eriksen has been Man United by far their second best player this season behind Anthony. You take Eriksen out that team on Thursday, he doesn't play, Man United will end up going to penalties and will lose and will be out. That is what will happen. You can see the cracks are now appearing again. And unfortunately, this is where we are. Again, because of the midfield and the attack. So we've got our three midfielders, Eriksen, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes. So then we do move on to the attacking three. Marcus Rashford needs to be sold in January or get rid of him in the summer. He was crap against Villa away, crap against Real Sociedad, and apart from his West Ham goal, has done fuck all since then. Basically, got his head buried in too many free school meals for kids. Has got his head buried in the sand. He is like an ostrich. He's got his head so deep in the sand, you can't dig him out. And he's been crap. He does not deserve a new contract. Don't you dare give Marcus Rashford a new contract. He's not good enough. And get Jadon Sancho back on that left wing. Jadon Sancho has not been ill. It's been bullshit being protected by the media. Jadon Sancho has been dropped because Erik ten Hag does not rate him. He doesn't want to start Jadon Sancho because he doesn't think he's good enough for the left wing position. Without Jadon Sancho, we've got no creativity or skill or delivery from the left wing. If Sancho is taken out of the United team, we struggle to get goals. We can't get deliveries into the box. And all of a sudden, he looks like another bad buy by the Man United board, spending 75 fucking million on him. I wouldn't have spent 50 on him. And I think that price tag is now affecting his form. But on Thursday, hopefully he starts and apparently returns from this mystery illness. Apparently he's got wink, wink, which has been bullshit being protected by the manager because I don't think they're doing what he's been asked in training. And I think he's going off in this drop and he's being disciplined. I don't think Jadon Sancho has been ill. I think it's been crap from the last few games. I think they're just protecting him because they know he's been disciplined because he's not turning up in training. But for me, he starts out of Marcus Trafford. I think Rashford's been done at Man United for the last 3-4 years. And so far this season, I don't see all the hype and all the high praise he's been given. I think he's been mostly crap all season again. I wouldn't start him in a Man United shirt again on the left wing or even up front. He's crap. So then we move on to down the middle. You have to take Ronaldo out of that team. God, weren't we dreadful down the middle against Villa at the weekend? Ronaldo has got no service. Even Ten Hag said all the stupid crosses and deliveries that were put into the box for Ronaldo were crap. That's basically saying we've got fuck all on the left wing and we've got fuck all on the right wing. And Ronaldo is suffering, but Ronaldo has not got the ability and the skill, and his age is not on his side. He did fuck all against Villa, but when you've got a crap left winger and a crap right winger playing, what is Ronaldo meant to get on the end of? What is he meant to do with his ability he's got with the ball? But the thing is, he should be able to win games for Man United. With the player he is, he should be the better and stronger person and actually show, especially when he had the captain's armband around him, some commitment and some pride of playing for this club. He was shit. All 90 minutes, he should have been taken off. He was crap. And for me, you've got Anthony Martial back fully fit. You have to start Martial down the middle. If we don't start Martial on Thursday, it shows they are protecting Ronaldo's ego. They are protecting his ability. And for the player he is the GOAT, right? But he ain't the GOAT no more in the Prem. The division is catching up with him now. He knows he's on the decline. He knows he can't keep doing it at the top level forever. It just doesn't work. When you know your time is up, you know it's up. And you saw that against Villa. You saw Ronaldo's decline is happening very quickly. And if you've got Martial fit and you brought him on against Villa at the weekend, you have to start him from the off and bench Ronaldo because he can't keep doing it. You can't keep using Ronaldo if he's not scoring or putting the ball in the back of the net. He's useless. He's more useless than the petrified prawn being chased by a bloody sea lion. You might as well just don't use Ronaldo at all. So for me, Martial starts down the middle with Sancho on the left. We then move on to the right wing. Please, 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 let's hope Anthony is back fit. Apparently from this injury, which is also bullshit, which is also basically saying the player has been dropped for showing skill and ability and talent with the ball at his feet. What is wrong with showing skill? All the pundits, and they know who they are, all the ex-players, they know who they are. All the fans and supporters saying Anthony's out of control. He's out of his mind showboating. What would you rather have? Anthony Elanga on the right wing or your £85 million right winger? That is a question I put to the United fan base. What would you rather have? Because Anthony has not been injured. Don't believe that for a second. He's not been injured. He's being protected because he's been disciplined and he's been dropped and he's been disciplined by the club also because of the statement he's come out saying, I'm not changing my ways. I will keep showing the art I have with the football. I applaud Anthony for doing that because that basically shows he actually cares about playing for Man United. He actually shows he cares about the fans. He cares about the supporters. He wants to put on a show for the United fans. You've not seen that at Man United for the last 5 years. And pundits, ex-players, and fans and supporters are slamming him for skill. Well, if you'd rather have Anthony Elanga on the right wing, I think you're fucking deluded. because he was shit against Villa. And for me, he would struggle to get into a championship team. I would shift Alanga all day out in January. I would sell him permanently and get rid of this B-Tech Swedish player who can't even get in the Sweden national team because he is so fucking wank. Without Anthony on that right wing, we've got no creativity. We've got no deliveries. We've got no crosses into the box. If you don't use Anthony and he ain't fit, apparently from injury, we're screwed on Sunday. You might as well say, do you know what? We're voiding our season. We're going to give up and we're going to stop. We are going to stop and surrender now. Let's get the Dido song White Flag on and start waving the white flag about our Old Trafford saying, we're surrendering. We're giving up our season. We don't care anymore. Because if you don't think £85 million right wing Anthony has been disciplined, he has. He's been dropped for showboating and showing skill. If that's wrong, this world is a massively, massively fucked up place. If people can't show skill or passion in life, what is the point of having a life at all? Anthony has brought talent and skill I've not seen on the right wing for fucking 10 years. If you don't like him in that Man United team, there is something clearly wrong with you as a Manchester United fan. Anthony has to be picked on Thursday. He's not been injured. He's just been dropped for showing skill. My score prediction, I'm going to go for 2 or 3-0 United. I think they need to show a response on Thursday night, and hopefully they do that by beating Villa in the third round of the Carabao Cup, and hopefully this will be a successful campaign. So I hope you've all enjoyed this preview for the Carabao Cup home game against Aston Villa Thursday night in the third round. Remember, it's on the Sky Sports main event channel, 8 p.m. evening kickoff. So remember to hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. If you're new to my YouTube channel, which is called United Red Devils 20, please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner to my YouTube channel. We are so close to 400 subscribers, so please keep subscribing, people. Bottom right hand corner if you know, because I can get all of you amazing people involved in future gaming, content, merchandise, and much more brand stuff planned. I even want to get other people on this channel, and I want them to be live with me. So please keep subscribing, and obviously then please join me for the match reaction to the Carabao Cup third round, which hopefully ends in a Manchester United win. It gets us through to the next round of the Carabao Cup, and hopefully we don't see an exit early on for Manchester United like we saw under Solskjaer when we lost to West Ham this season. Let's hope Man United step up, and let's hope we can get revenge on Aston Villa. Speak to you guys soon. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great brand new week, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Remember to stay safe, be nice, be kind to each other, stay safe in this horrible weather in the UK. Speak to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.